Hello and welcome. I just wanted to welcome you to the Strength and Resilience course and just say I celebrate you for being here. You're getting ready to go on a journey that's not ordinary, that is a little different than maybe something you've been before, and is going to really awaken a lot of things in you and in your body. So just wanted to hop on and give a little bit of information about myself for those that don't know me, and then even for those that do know me, because there's some things that you might not know, and to understand where I'm coming from, where I've been, where I'm going, and why I created this course. So a little bit about me is I pretty much have been active the majority of my life. I was a runner in school, cross country, track, had every injury known to man. And that is some of the things that I work with in my own body now is from the injuries that I had from running that I know now. When I was younger, was a clogger. So lots of compaction and things into the joints with that, and was just a climber and always super active and always moving. And then when I got into adulthood, I worked in corporate world for a while and did not move as much, and started noticing a lot of things. Obviously stress levels went up, body started getting a little bit more rigid. And when I found Pilates, I was dealing with some major sciatic issues with some excruciating pain into my hip, down my leg. And when I found Pilates and started that, within a matter of weeks, it went away. So I knew I'd found the thing that I liked, I loved. I remember coming home and telling my husband, because I pretty much had tried every workout out there, and none of them really seemed to stick. And when I got into Pilates, I was like, this is exactly what I need for my body. And it was a totally different, movement for me, because I'd always been of the no pain, no gain gang. If I didn't hurt really bad the next day and couldn't sit down, then I hadn't worked out hard enough. And I found Pilates was a little different. You would have, soreness, but it was a different soreness. It wasn't that you couldn't sit down. It was like, well, wow, there's a muscle I didn't even know I had or haven't worked in a while. And pain started going away. And one of the things I love the most in my Pilates practice is the things I was learning in the studio, I was taking out into life with me. I was taking my breathing techniques in, and it was helping me with my stress. Or I was becoming a lot more aware of my body. So I could tell, when I was tensing up, when I was, not standing correctly, and, standing over into that hip that causes some issues, or sitting with my legs crossed the same direction all the time. And it just became, more awareness that I had in my everyday life. So those are some of the things I loved about Pilates. And then I got pregnant with my daughter, and we moved back to our hometown of Franklin, and there wasn't anything here. So I still wanted to do Pilates, but I was like, I want to learn how to teach it. One, so I can, work on myself, and then I can share it with others. So I did my teacher training, and I was fortunate to train with an amazing mentor, Jennifer Gianni. And she brought into her studio numerous movement educators. So what I loved about the training that I received post, typical Pilates, was I was learning from movement educators on how the body moves, how everything works, and why things work a certain way, and getting like deep into it. So it wasn't just movement. It was restorative. It was functional. And I was taking that out, and I love that. And then I've been able to bring that to those that I work with, which is amazing, because I can work from a more restorative, not a one size fits all. Everybody does the same thing. Everybody moves the same way, because we're all different, and the way we move is different. And the experiences that we've had in life are different. And those experiences make, differences in our bodies and how we perceive things and how we react to things and how we feel things. And so that's there's another reason I created this program, was because the things that I teach in studio, we teach classes, I do work with privates, but there's a lot of small details and deep work that we can't do in a 55-minute session or a 45-minute session. And so those are the things that we can put into a course and a mentoring program, to where you can go so much deeper. But then through my movement and the ability to train with numerous movement educators from all over the country, I've then started, diving into other things too. I love education, and I love educating myself. So then I got into essential oils, and our family started using those for pretty much everything. And I found how using them, and then through more training with, essential oils, how they work aromatically, how they can help benefit us from the aromatic standpoint. And I started bringing that some into my practice, but that's the biggest reason I brought it into this course, is because I saw how using the aromatics can help us unlock trapped emotions that we have locked up in our bodies, or trapped trauma. So then we're able to move more freely and with more mobility, and start to release some of the things that are holding us back, help us start to release some of the stories that keep going through our heads. So where we can live with more, strength and resilience, and not be held back by past traumas. And sometimes we don't even realize or know what those are. But the amazing thing is through movement, because it's moving those areas, and through using essential oils and aromatics, we're able to move that stuff out. And we don't always have to know what that thing is, just that it's been released, and now we can move forward in life. And I've studied, more into the oils, vibrational, tuning forks, energy, herbs, pretty much anything holistic. I spent a lot of time diving into that. And then how our emotions affect our bodies, and how they affect our life, and how they hold us back, how fear can stifle us. And that how movement, what I love is how movement can help us bridge that and help us work through it. So movement is not just about working out or exercise, but it's about creating more strength in us, not just strength physically, but strength mentally and emotionally. And that's what I love about Pilates and movement in general, is that it has such a neurological stance from it, and we're always thinking. But beyond Pilates, what I've noticed is I like to go beyond the movements. And that's something that sometimes gets lost in the studio, because we're just focused on the movement, and not allowing ourselves to really listen to our bodies and understand our bodies and know what they're asking for, and taking that time, and being able to really self-assess and teach our bodies, this is what not so good feels like. This is what good feels like. And those could be, this is a position that I might be sitting in that's not good for me, and this is how it feels. And then righting ourselves, and then noticing, this is the correct way that we should be sitting for, that's going to be most beneficial to our bodies. And this is how it feels. And as we, begin to create those pictures and that feeling and being able to feel it in ourselves, then we're teaching our bodies to be really intelligent to where they can auto correct themselves. So we're not having to constantly think, okay, sit this way, do this, move this way, because we've given them the information. We've noticed, okay, this is creating tension in my body, and I shouldn't move that way, or I shouldn't sit this way, or I shouldn't think this way, because that's the other thing, is our thoughts can create tension in our body. And so learning how the words that we use to with ourselves can also have effects on our bodies. So those are all things that we'll be covering in this course over 12 weeks. Actually, it's 13 if you consider that the pre-week will actually be going for 13 weeks. So over those 13 weeks, we're going to be deep diving into not only movement that is going to help us strengthen our core from our feet all the way up to our head, create more mobility and strength, which is then going to create a lot more independence, because we're not going to be worried about, falling or things like that. So, and then diving even deeper and maybe starting to peel back some of the layers and learning things that might be holding us back. And, that's what's, I think, is the beauty of being able to do this as a online mentoring course, because some of the work you'll be able to do on your own in where you feel is your safe space. And even when we're on live, there's that ability to where you don't always have to be on camera. If you're having to work through something that might be a little personal, that might bring up some emotions that have been kind of stored away, you always have the availability to turn the camera off for a while until you kind of work through that. And then the other beauty is when we're on camera and everything, you have the community effect of that. So we're all working through things. Even myself, I might be mentoring you, but there's things that I work through on my own, and I have my own mentors that I work with to work through things. And so that, we are all walking through life with our own experiences that have, built our bodies and our minds and everything to a certain point. And so we all have things that we can share with each other and have each other to support us through the process also. So again, I am so excited that you're here to share this journey with me and allowing me to be a part of your journey, and taking a step to be fearlessly independent. Even though I'm imparting some wisdom, it is just some wisdom and knowledge for you to take and use it for your own and become your own voice and your own mover and write your own story. So I will just leave you with that. And I am so excited you're here. See you on the next session. Blessings. Bye-bye.